Hi guys, Piotr here. This is LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to be with you again. What we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss 3 out of the whole FANG index. We are going to discuss first briefly, we are going to go through the latest earnings reports, and of course we are going to go through the charts. Without a further delay, let's jump straight into that, and we are going to start with the Facebook. Well, most of you probably know that the latest earnings reports beat the estimates. Now, first thing first, you have to do your own research, you have to do your own homework. Why? Because there are going to be the few things which might influence the market in the near future. Okay, well, when we are talking about the revenue, advertising, when it comes to the Facebook, year-to-year change plus 56%, other 36%, total revenue 56%, income from operations above 100%, right? Then we do have a little bit of the details over here, right? So the daily active users increased 7%, monthly active users increased 7%, family daily active people increased 12%, right? Monthly family is 12 up. So, well, Facebook beat the expectations. The earnings report were above what market was expecting. Now, the thing is, what we might think here, what was the baseline, because that's how you have to approach, right? Maybe what we got from analysts, it was like the expectations were lower, so it was easy to beat the baseline. Anyway, of course, the cases related to the COVID, for example, right? Of course, working from home, spending more time at home, were positive for Facebook, but not only for the Facebook. But before we are going to go over or through the next earnings report, let's have a look what we have when it comes to the Facebook chart. And of course, when it comes to the earning reports, we hit a new high around 380. But come on, what is going on in September? Now, that's the red light over here. If you do remember, we were discussing this during the previous crypto analysis. Well, the things related to the yields, right? The things related to inflation and the numbers over here, because Fed is trying to convince us that it's transitory only, no? But I think it's permanent. So when the inflation is skyrocketing, the tech stock might be in trouble. So overall, when it comes to the Facebook, you have to closely watch what is going to happen when it comes to the monthly close. Well, we are trading below the low of the previous month, and if we are going to close below that red line, that could be the negative. We have still a few days more to go, and well, if that's going to be the case, then we might see, right, the same move to the downside. In that case, we might retest 300, and that's where I do expect first demand when it comes to the Facebook. Where do I expect the second demand? Well, if that's the consolidation before move to the upside, of course, the half of that, 275 to 70, and then the bottom to 50 as the full demand zone. Now, let's have a look how we behave on this move to the upside. Looks like 1-to-1 move might be in case. Well, so let's have a look how deep the pullback could be. Still there is some place as I told you, down towards 300 based on the monthly chart when it comes to Facebook could be in place. Right, let's have a look what we have when it comes to the lower time frame. Let's switch lower to the weekly chart. You know, we are approaching end of the week, end of the month, end of the quarter. So it's gonna be very, very important what we are doing and where we are. Well, if I'm going to make a little bit of the adjustment to the lines, I'm going to switch to the blue, which represents the weekly. And if I'm going to tell you and show you where might be the swing low retest, boom, straight to the point. I think the crucial here when it comes to the weekly chart, the crucial here could be this breakout candle, that one over here, the breakout candle, that breakout candle. So if we are going to break through 330, the bulls might be in trouble to as low as 290. What I'm talking about? I'm talking about this high over here. And then again, 250. Well, to be honest with you, what I do expect, the first supply, in my opinion, is around 350, right? That's where I do expect some sellers. Then again, 363. I do expect buyers no earlier than 300, to be honest with you. What we have double top with the second top a little bit higher. That's how I see the things. 300, there we go, even with this extremely great earning report when it comes to Facebook. The next one, let's have a look what we have on the tape. Looks like it could be the Google. The same story as with Facebook. Year to year, right? Huge monster beat when it comes to the percentage wise. But again, take into the consideration how the analysts set up the line, the baseline, right? That's a quite interesting thing. And well, usually we are trying not to get that into the consideration, but sometimes it could be. That's the conspiracy theory, that the baseline is set up too low or too high, just, you know, not to beat or be below, and that's how I see and the thing. Anyway, what we do have here is a Google, so let's check what we have when it comes to the Google chart. And a very similar situation to what we already discussed with the Facebook. The difference is that was the breakout candle, right? And we already retest that low. We are trying to build the lower shadow, and the high around the 2,950, 3,000, that's gonna be the key. Because what we might see here, if we, let's assume we are going to end a month like this, then we might see another attempt to break higher, cleaning more stops, and that could be Riley, right? So assuming, I'm not sure if we have enough when it comes to the scale, assuming that that's going to be the base, and assuming that was all those monthly white candles were up, then, well, looks like sky is the limit. There is, I would say, moon. Okay, that could be the case, but if we are going to break through, then what we have to take into the consideration, right? If you are a seller, we are going to put a few lines, but not here on the monthly. We are going to check what is going on when it comes to the weekly. Let's switch lower all right? Because the lower, that's important thing. That was the breakout on the weekly chart. And what we did this week, it was the retest of that broken swing high, and we are trying to go higher, all right? So we do have some kind of the, right, consolidation above. So if we are going to break lower, in that case we might test 2650, another breakout candle bottom, all right? That's how I see the things. So, well, to be honest with you, as long as we are below this trending line, because that could be some kind of the bull flag, right? As long as we are below the top, what I'm going to look for, I'm going to look for the failure here around 2900 with the possibility to see the sell-off towards 2600. That's the first demand. The next one is down towards 2350. So the supply right now around current level, maybe a little bit higher. If you're going to see some kind of the upper shadow, that could be the case when it comes to the Google. Finally, the last one, the last report is a Microsoft, right? No surprise here, I'm not gonna show you because you can easily Google it out. Of course, operating income 42%, net income 47 up, diluted earnings per share increased almost 50%. So again, another funk which beat the expectation. So let's have a look and check the chart. Now I'm going to clean a bit here, right? And I'm going to switch to the monthly. Very similar situation what we've seen before. New high after the earnings report, trying to pull back and trying to draw the lower shadow over here. That's the lower shadow, right? Now, if that's the case, what we can do is we are trying to build the base with this lower shadow. If that's the case, if we are going to go higher, then 320 could be the case. If we are going to try to break the low of this breakout candle, then 270, 265 is the next downside target. Let's have a look what we have when it comes to the weekly chart, right? Here it's even better visible. So this week, as you can see, we retest that bottom, that breakout candle, and we are trying to hold that level. It could be that we are going to try to retest those upper shadows over here. Right now we are in the middle of the consolidation. So 305 as a supply, 290 as a demand. If we are going to break lower, 270, right, or 330 as the upside and downside targets. Guys, with that being said, be careful. One side, positive sides, earnings reports, negative sides, rising inflation, especially when it comes to the tech sector. It was my pleasure to be with you. Wish you great next trading day and see you around. Take care. Goodbye.